Envy among friends is one of the most complex and painful situations we can encounter. Friendship, like nothing else, is built on mutual understanding, support, and respect. When one friend begins to feel envy towards another, it can undermine the foundation of this close bond. It's important to understand that envy can arise even among close friends, and it doesn't necessarily mean that your friend is a bad person. Envy is a natural human emotion that can emerge when someone sees that another person has something they do not. It can stem from a sense of competition or one's own insecurities. Having healthy boundaries in your relationship with a friend is crucial. If their envy starts to affect your emotional or psychological well-being, don't hesitate to set boundaries and protect yourself. This may involve limiting decisions on certain topics or temporarily distancing yourself from their life if necessary. We live in a world where comparison and competition play a significant role, naturally implying the emergence of envy. However, how we manage this emotion determines its impact on our lives and relationships. Why do we feel envy? Perhaps because we feel that something is lacking within us, or because we feel that another person is closer to achieving our own goals. Envy can also reflect our own fears, insecurities, and dissatisfaction with ourselves. However, it's important to differentiate healthy envy from pathological envy. Healthy envy can be a motivating force that drives us to strive for better and improve ourselves. It can inspire us to achieve greater heights and aid in our personal growth. Conversely, pathological envy can lead to bitterness, aggression, and even a desire to destroy another person's success. Envy can result from another person's painful feelings and low self-esteem. Remember that the envy someone feels towards you should not define your own worth and self-esteem. Your successes and achievements are valuable primarily for yourself. Allow yourself to celebrate your accomplishments and appreciate your path, regardless of how others may perceive it. Do not let envy affect your confidence and self-belief. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "Envy is the sorrow at another's happiness." You can recognize an envious person by several signs that often manifest in their behavior and attitude towards you. Secrecy and indirect hints. One of the prominent signs is a person's inclination to hide their true feelings and intentions. Instead of openly expressing their envy, they may resort to indirect hints, teasing, or sarcastic remarks. This happens because envy is typically seen as a negative emotion, and many people hesitate to admit it, even to themselves. Thus, they opt for more covert ways of expressing their discontent with your success or happiness. Comparison and competition. An envious person often compares themselves to you and strives to win in this comparative game. They may attempt to outdo you, achieve more success, or gain more recognition just to prove to themselves and others that they are not inferior to you. This kind of competition can be motivated by envy, and as a result, both sides may suffer from an ongoing race for acknowledgement and attention. Criticism and negative attitude. An envious person may be prone to criticizing your actions, decisions, and successes. They may only see flaws and mistakes in your actions, while ignoring or underestimating your achievements. This happens because it is challenging for an envious individual to acknowledge that you may be better or more successful than them, so they try to lower your self-esteem by giving negative assessments to everything you do. If envy begins to affect your relationship with someone who envies you, try opening a dialogue. Talk to them about your feelings and try to understand what is bothering or worrying them. Perhaps a joint discussion can help resolve conflicts and strengthen the relationship. The best way to deal with envy is to continue to grow and develop as a person. Focus on your goals, aspirations, and self-development. Work towards achieving your dreams and remember that your successes come from your own hard work and efforts. When you're busy with your own development, it is easier to remain independent of others' emotions and opinions. Aristotle once said, "Envy is a sign of insufficient self-esteem." The philosopher emphasizes that envy arises from underestimating one's own abilities and significances. And Lao Tzu said, "Envy is comparison, and happiness is contentment with one's self." Lau asserts that envy is linked to constant comparison with others, while happiness comes from being content with oneself and one's life path. Envy among friends can be a challenging and painful situation, but it can also be an opportunity for growth and strengthening of relationships. It is important to remember that friendship is a valuable and unique social bond, and efforts should be made to preserve and strengthen it, even if one occasionally has to deal with negative emotions. And finally, listen to a parable with a profound meaning. In a distant land, there lived two best friends, Ivan and Peter. They grew up together, shared joys and sorrows, and always supported each other. But over the years, their friendship began to bear a heavy burden of envy. Ivan was a skilled artist. His paintings were exquisite and brought joy to everyone who saw them. Peter, on the other hand, was a talented musician, and his melodies captivated the hearts of listeners. Once at an art fair, Ivan and Peter displayed their works. Soon, it became clear that Ivan's pieces were in high demand, and his paintings were selling for high prices. Peter, on the other hand, remained in the shadow of his friend, and his music seemed less valuable compared to Ivan's success. Peter began to feel envy towards Ivan. He compared himself to his friend and felt less talented and important. This envy slowly ate away at his soul and distanced their friendship. One day, Peter decided to sell his musical instrument and never play again. He thought it was the only way to rid himself of the pain, but when he sold his instrument and stopped creating music, his life lost its meaning. He realized that envy had only destroyed what was dear and valuable to him. Ivan tried to console Peter and said to him, "You're a talented musician, and your music is unique. Our talents are different, but they enrich the world." Envy only hinders us from seeing the beauty and value in what each of us possesses. Peter understood that Ivan was right. He realized that envy had brought nothing good into his life, but instead, it had deprived him of joy and creative inspiration. He returned to his music, played again, and created beautiful melodies. This parable teaches us that envy can destroy our joy and happiness. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we should value our unique abilities and find joy in what we do. Each of us contributes to this world in our own way, and that is our unique value.